This is a really cool piece of tech that you can use if you're doing product reviews, you're doing any type of reviews, you're doing any type of anything where you want to engage your audience and you want to make sure that they see that you're looking at them in the eyes. Yo, hey guys, Ken Perriman here, and I am back again with another product. And well, it's going to be, this guy right here, the Elgato prompter. This thing is phenomenal. It's in a really big box. What I love about it, though, is as you see all the specs when you look at it, right? It's a teleprompter. It's got a built-in screen. It's perfect for using for YouTube, for reading scripts, for Twitch, for reading your chat. You can use it for Zoom and Microsoft Teams, and, of course, anything more that you want to use this for. It has so many capabilities built into it. It's so cool that you can drag and drop. I mean, I'm talking about a lot of the features, as we all know, that we've read here. We know what's going on. And more importantly, will they do all those things? So, and that's more to find out is just to basically get into this thing. And first and foremost, let's see what's in the box and what do you get out of this whole deal. I'm going to open the box, as you can see, Elgato prompter. Let's get into it. I'm excited to show you guys what's going on in here. Let me show you this. This is kind of cool. Can you read that? There you go. It is Get Connected. All right. All right, I'm back here. And again, first let's get into the box over here. What do you get in this box? In here you get your prompter guide, and wow, that is pretty thick. And yeah, it's probably got a handful of languages in there. So there you go. And you can see right there, you have a USB cable. Yeah, I can read USB cable. Universal shroud back plate and the DSLR mirrorless back plate. I am going to be using a unique camera, so we'll all get to learn how this will work, and I'm pretty sure it will work. Won't be using these at all. I'm going to be using my camera that I'm recording on right there. It is a Osmo Tiny 2, so I'm going to use that in this. If there's anyone who wants to know if it works with that device, you came to the right time and right place to find out. You have your Elgato guide for this, and in Elgato fashion, one thing I love is a USB-A to USB-C, number one, and it's got this nice little 90, so this is going to be cool. This cable here is its standard kind of braided nylon style cableage that comes with their standard equipment. I have a couple Stream Decks already that do have this same type of cable. Inside here, let's do a little scooching, is going to be all the rings. You've probably seen things about this, and you see right there that it'll cover a myriad of diameter sizes of all types of camera lenses that you will use. That'll go from a very small diameter. Let me see, what's this size over here? 49 millimeter diameter, and increasingly gets bigger to 52, 55, 58, and then obviously more, some of the numbers, there we go, 62, 67, 72, 77, 82 is the last one. And I like how that they have packaged this in such a way that when you go and look at them, it shows it to you. It's not like it's hiding anything. There we go. Let's do this the right way. You don't have to move the rings. All the numbers are oriented in the right position so that you can actually see the numbers or the diameter size. And that's pretty darn cool. Now in here, you have your two back plates that go inside the device. And if you've watched any videos about this, you'll know that there's another plate already on the back of this. Ooh, and you also get a nice cleaning cloth. That is it's really nice, really dark black too. All right, so this is your ring. This is when you're going to use a DSLR style camera or mirrorless, where you're going to put the rings on the lens. This is what I am probably going to be, that I am going to be using. It's going to be this universal mount, because I will have to put my Tiny 2 in this window and face it out. Okay, now you can see this here. It's got the Elgato sticker, and it has a nice cloth bag covering this entire piece here. Ooh, that is very nice looking. All right, let's go around this real quick. First, on the top, you got the nice Elgato logo over here. You do have some cold shoe mounts so that you can put some devices on here, maybe some lights, maybe an extra mic if you wanted to. Back here is a mounting point that will probably be this plate that will mount here, or whatever you might have to fashion. You do have this is for the Facecam Pro. It already comes with, so if somebody decided to buy the Facecam Pro, you can actually set it up to hold it, and it'll lock right in there, and it'll be basically perfect. One of the biggest things you want to do is in this whole area, you don't want to have any light escaping and getting in through here. It'll light up, because I've used teleprompters before, other teleprompters, it will light up that back, that glass in there, and you'll get a glare literally just like what you see right there. depending on the amount of light that gets through it. And it will not be helpful for you. And even if it's some other potential of glare that might actually get back into the lens that you may not notice, and it'll record this glare. Said glare. Wow, this is looking pretty nice when you look straight through it. Very clear. If it isn't said, you obviously know this. Do not touch the glass. Try not to touch this glass. And there is your, and I believe this is a 9-inch screen. This is beautiful. So more mounts on the bottom. Kind of cool little Elgato design throughout this device, and a couple more mounting points for you to be able to mount this device so that you can put it on some type of stand or some location where you can mount this. And even they recommend too that you could possibly use it on their arms. And again, I think that this is a beam splitting lens. It's not, or piece of glass in here. It is not a mirror, but people liken it to some extent as like a two-way mirror. So the point is that it will. The feature of this is that it will reflect the light off of this into this angled piece of glass and shoot it forwards towards me so that I can read off of this and see what this is showing. But when your camera is recording, because it's coming through at this angle, it will not see what's being reflected on the screen. Let's go ahead and check the last piece that comes with this setup. And it also comes in a very nice white cloth bag, as you saw. And I think I've seen some people who have not paid full attention to how this is mounted, and they may, in some cases, mount this incorrectly to the prompter. So it is meant to be mounted like this. Let me show you. Screw it into that hole there. Put it there, find that position, keep it loose. And then what you can do, let me show you a side angle here, is that you can then position it. So as an example with the camera that I'm going to have to take off here in a minute, I will have to adjust this up and down till I get it to the optimal position to fit in this window, centered so that it has its best opportunity to capture me doing my product reviews and lines and all that kind of stuff. So additionally, it does say mount camera here. So it means to tell you that you do not invert this. I actually saw some videos where people had inadvertently just went ahead and opened the box and went to town. And that happens to a lot of people. And they just went ahead and pulled the sticker off and went to town and went nuts and then realized that they had it inverted. But they've quickly and easily learned soon enough. Now, what I also like is it has a capability of screwing into something like this. You can get something independent of this and you can get this through Elgato, but you can unscrew this through here, move it into even this position here. Actually, this is probably where I'm going to put my OBSBot, but you can also put this on here, and it depends on your phone. You might, if you have a really big phone and you want to use a phone to get a camera, bear in mind that you will need to shift this all the way to one side or the other to be able to mount your camera in there. And I'll use this phone here as an example. So I have my camera is all the way on one side of the phone. So when you put this in, when you put it in and slide it in, you need to do a few things. Number one, this is not the right position. This is going to clamp on the volume buttons, but there's where you want your camera to be, because your camera bump section is about yay big right here. So you want this centered on the camera, as you can see there. So you have your phone sticking way out on the one side. Now, what you should do is take this off of here, and based on the position of your camera, and you saw in my case that the camera, maybe I need this over here because my bump is on the opposite side. Let me get this in. So as you can see, my camera is going to be a bit high. So, and I need it to be centered. Now, again, this is if you're going to use the camera on your phone. Now, if we look at this through the front, you see how that, and you also can see the glare. If we don't have that back plate in, you won't be able to cover that. I'm not doing that now because we don't want to worry about hiding it at this moment. But as you can see here, this camera, if you're using the middle one or the far left one, it seems to be pretty centered. And you'll have to obviously test that out and validate it yourself. But this is not what we're using. Just wanted to show you that you could mount your camera, your phone camera, to this. Now you can, of course, again, do a DSLR, but I'm going to do a OBSBot Tiny 2. And I think I need to get that guy as far forward as I can. So I'm going to put it in this slot right here. So we're going to go ahead and get this locked in. And then also I'm going to do what I said I should do, is I'm going to use this. Now what I love about this is, just like any other teleprompter, is they have these hoods that you can put on, and it's meant to fit any type of camera, especially if you have a cell phone or whatnot. I really love this concept, but I don't have at this moment, a DSLR that I want to use or that I am using with this at this time. So now we're going to put this in here. Let me go ahead and switch this down so you can see it. You're going to use this lip to lock it in. Make sure all the cloth's out of the way. And there you go. Now, find those screws you had a minute ago, Ken, right there. Lock that in. Always, if you haven't ever learned, make sure that you're always putting things in loose at first and then tightening them up at a later point. Let me show you how this works per se. So you can see me, which means you would be able to see the light coming through on the back side here, right? Completely. Now, if I were to put this over, now you can barely make out what's in there, which is the intent. You want to make sure that you have this darkened up so much that there is no light leakage from the back and that you have your camera hidden well so that when you're reading from the teleprompter, you don't get any light leakage in there that will reflect off the screen and also distract you. That's the concept of this, and this is basically the full unpacking and unboxing of this Elgato prompter, as it's called. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and set it up. All right, guys, so here's the Elgato prompter, already set up, ready to go. You can see through my other camera that I got the video recording. See the background, it's a little bit bright. I usually do this a little bit more of a darker room, but I'm lightening up the room so you can see everything behind it, which isn't the greatest view of everything behind it. Anyway, the point is that you can see the entire prompter itself with the lights lit up with this camera to be able to see what it looks like. And what I have in the back, and you can see, if you can see in the camera, there is a little green, you can see right here my finger is, a little green smiley face. That right there, that green smiley face, which is really good for me because it's not too bright, is it identifies, and I've turned it down as far as I can go, is it identifies that the camera is on. So I know that the Tiny 2 that's in there is on and ready to go. Obviously, I know it's on because I can see myself in the camera, but it is just an added helpful feature if I'm not using this camera and seeing if whether or not it's there. Now, on top of that, I also have a button that I can activate the script, and then as soon as it turns on, with my eCam in the background, I just click on the back, and there I am. My eCam is running with my script right in front of my face. I have the opacity set so that I can see me, so I can still see whether or not if I'm got everything lined up. And as you can see, is generally speaking, I won't do this with the headphones on, but I've got them on just to make sure that I can monitor what I hear. Now, this is what I would look like if I was doing a normal video recording. And I would just do something like, hey guys, Ken Perryman here. I'm back again. Press play so you can see that I'm reading along. So I'm back again with another product review. Today, I'm checking out these camera glasses, Video Glasses HD 1080p eyewear. Now I'm reading it word for word, but usually I would paraphrase a little bit. And then of course, as easy as that, I can go and take my mouse, or I can even rotate my scroll button on my Stream Deck, and I can control its position. Say, okay, listen, I didn't really quite say that, so let's go ahead and go back to there. Now it's going to start to roll again, and we'll say, let's dive into what makes these glasses a cool tech accessory for your adventures. And then I'm done. I'm going to hit pause, just push that button. We're good to go. This is a really cool piece of tech that you can use if you're doing product reviews, you're doing any type of reviews, you're doing any type of anything where you want to engage your audience and you want to make sure that they see that you're looking at them in the eyes and you're talking to them, instead of doing something to the effect of, like, I've got a monitor screen down here and look at me. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at my screen. Hey, do I look good? What's in the background? What's all this? And I don't feel like I'm being engaging. And now I can look up here and, hey guys, I hope everything's good with you guys, but oh, let me check down here. But then if you guys, so it doesn't work necessarily unless you're fully engaged right there in front of you. So you can bring your script up. You can also bring your video up, and you can see that I am talking to this camera. I am looking at a script that I can read if I want to, or I can have bullets and highlights and just say, hey, listen, let's cover this, let's cover that, let's cover this. It keeps you on track. You know, some people can paraphrase a lot. I can do that at times. Sometimes I want to read directly so I have all the information, but I also do like the fact that sometimes I can just throw up there some bullet points and say, oh yeah, don't forget this. Got it, check. And what's cool about it too as well is you can either dial with a dial here on my Stream Deck, is I can scroll through, as you can see, and say, okay, I already covered that point. Let me scroll. And even as easy, as long as you can see your mouse is there, right? And then I can just scroll. I've got the Apple Magic Mouse, so I can just put my finger on like a trackpad, scroll down and go, okay, next bullet point. Hey, using these glasses are incredibly easy. With one button, off to the next point. Hey, I didn't forget about that. Hey, I want to make sure you don't forget. Oh yeah, that's right. They got 80-degree wide angle lenses. So let's keep going. Talk about some stuff. And then the camera glasses are a perfect fit for various activities such as cycling and hiking and skateboarding. See what I'm saying? You got this. You can engage and you look like you're talking to your audience the entire time. I really am a fan of this portion of this product of Elgato, and I'm glad I got this. And it is a staple of my entire setup. I've got a lot of stuff here. I got a lot of Stream Decks from them and all kinds of cool tech stuff. This is my favorite so far. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I do appreciate your time, and I'm out.